Welcome back, everybody. Another episode here for you. We're excited to be here.
Finally.
It's been a while. It feels like a very long time.
Yeah, especially for me.
Yeah.
It's been like a month, it
It was
feels
quite
like.
something last week or last episode. But yeah, we're just going to jump into it. Nothing really big happening. Carter doing great out there with the Lumberjacks. Again, we're going to see him here play in Sioux Falls in
January
9th, I believe is what it is.
Yep.
So we're excited to do that. We got no interview today. We did have someone in mind, but just kind of didn't work out. And so we're going to try to get them back on later on in the year, try to get someone else to come, but I didn't have time to ask anybody. We did get your guys' suggestions on a few people, which we are thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
So down the line kind of who to maybe ask to see who'd want to come on. But yeah, I shot a buck this weekend. I filled my tag, and that took up a lot of time, and wasn't able to ask someone. So it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, we'll jump right into the NHL. Very big surprises, I would say. Just right away in the Pacific, right?
Yeah.
Right away in the Pacific, we have the Ducks leading this league or this division. And almost leading the league.
Almost. I mean, they're close.
They're close. They're 11-3-1 with 23 points. I believe they're on like a killer win.
7-game win streak right now. Yep. And they play tonight against the Avalanche.
So that'll be a great game.
Which when you guys see this will be Tuesday night when they have played. So when you guys see this, it'll be Wednesday the day after. But still, like that's one game to go back and maybe look at the highlights or look at how they played.
Yeah, dude. I'm honestly, I'm just shocked in this Western Conference, really.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. We were wrong again. Let's just say that.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I don't think anybody saw what it would be like right now. How, like, seeing. I mean, there's 3 teams that have taken over, in a sense, sort of, for the beginning of the season that I don't think anybody really could have predicted. Utah, I think some people had some high hopes for them.
But not this good.
Totally not the Ducks. Yeah, not the Ducks.
For sure.
For Ducks, not for sure not them. And even Seattle is another team too that's up there. That's kind of surprising, But the Ducks have started out hot, and it's worked out because they've had both young and kind of old mixed in that have all meshed. And they've their rookie, Beckett Seneca.
Yeah.
He's I don't know if he's leading the rookies in points right now, but I think he's got 11 points or something right now. It's ridiculous amount. But Leo Carlson's leading the charge after getting his new contract this year.
Yo.
And Chor Terry's doing good. Cutter Gauthier, he's doing good on his second year back from that whole debacle with leaving Philadelphia, one of the Ducks last year, and then now he's leading the charge as well. I think, but he's topping them with goals, or maybe it was Leo Carlson. But either way, yeah. And Chris Kreider, the 2 Rangers guys. True Blood Kreider over there helping them out.
The Rangers finally we'll get to, but finally they get a win at home. But Vegas is right up there, and that wasn't a surprise. Seattle was way up there, but they're kind of coming down. I know they just lost one, but their last 10 is 4-4-2. Same with Vegas, but
kind of all of them.
Seattle, I think Seattle you're gonna see dropping. I think we kind of saw this last year where they were kind of up there, top 4, top 5, but then they kind of kept dropping and dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's not the case here. Maybe they can, kickstart something else and keep going. But
I think the biggest thing is their goaltending. They have their number one, Dakota. He's their number one. But right now, I think they're trying to figure out who to back him up because they're playing Grubauer and Murray.
Yep.
And both of them have played 2 games. I think they're still trying to struggle to find out who that backup could be, because they already know Decords first, and he's been played amazing when he's been in that, and he's been a big reason why I think they've been able to win a lot of their games with how their offense and everything. So I think the big thing for Seattle is figuring out who that backup is, playing on those maybe back to backs.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them. Like I said, hopefully they don't keep dropping. 4th in the league now is going to be the Kings. Well, actually, the Kings, Seattle. Oh, actually, geez, I missed. Look at this. Vegas, Seattle, the Kings, and Edmonton are all tied right now for second at 18 points. With then the Sharks and Vancouver just right there at 17 points. So honestly, from 2 to 7, they're all right there.
Yep.
Pretty much even.
Yeah, basically Colorado and Anaheim are just kind of the only 2 that have like while the other ones you've mentioned, they've kind of been, a win here, loss, win, loss, win, loss. So they've kind of stayed the same pacing.
Yeah.
While the other ones, the Ducks 7-game win streak, they keep winning, so they're just going to keep climbing, which is huge.
Yeah.
Which you need that early in the season with how the regular season's gone.
Yeah. So the two big ones, right? The Kings and Edmonton right now. So the Kings,
Slow start.
Yeah. Same with Edmonton. They're both on a slow start. Edmonton, I think, is turning it around with a big win last night against
Comeback win.
Comeback win. That's the big thing after getting pretty much blown out
at home
against Colorado, which is scary because that can be a Western Conference final.
Yeah.
So a little bit uneased right there.
Well, I don't know if you saw McDavid and Bouchard were going at it at practice too earlier in the week after that 9-1 loss. So they were going at each other a little bit during practice.
Yeah,
I get it
that much, and he's turning into a nurse pretty much.
Yeah.
So why?
Frustrations are definitely there for him, and he hasn't gotten his contract yet, so it's just like and so it's like you wonder that they're having this bad. Like if I'm Oilers fans, I'm starting to worry right now.
Yeah. So I don't know. They might be turning it around, like we said. The Kings, all I'll say with the Kings is they need their superstars to show up. When you have a 40-year-old Corey Perry comes in, everyone
comes back.
Yeah, he's a point per guy right now, and it's unbelievable what he's been able to do right now for the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
But he's playing those fourth line, fourth, third line. He doesn't need that top minutes.
No, not until playoffs.
He's not going to get that, but the Kings need to figure out these other guys to get going.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the big thing for the Kings. Like I said, Sharks, they've been another team that's just, coming up. Sophomore, well, both sophomores, right? Smith and Sabrini.
If we did this last week, Celebrini went. He was up there leading the league in points and goals.
He's right there too.
He's still there. Yeah, McKinnon and a couple others have passed since they've had a few games off. But but Celebrini's had a hell of a start to the season, even with Will Smith. If the thing with the Sharks is if they're not, I don't foresee them, making a run this year. But the next year or two, when these guys learn how to play defense, watch out. Like this is
that's what I'm. Yeah,
if they can play defense,
goaltending is a little
and
issue.
Yep.
Which is it is what it is. I think that's a lot of teams' issues.
Yeah, and he's young still too.
And but honestly, like the Sharks could be just a few players away of
not even. I'm honestly just a little more experience.
Yeah,
and I think that even I think it just like they have it's showing like they can go up like offensively with the top teams in the league right now. It's just they can't hold that lead.
Yeah, so and honestly, if you take away those like flukes of the losses right at the beginning of the season, they're right up there with the Ducks right now.
Yeah,
so very. If you're a Sharks fan, Ducks fan, you guys are excited right now, and you hope they keep going.
Totally keep riding this high right now.
Yeah,
it's. I'm sure it'd be hard to get any better than how it. You keep going on runs, but it's a great start for those guys. Even like the one you mentioned, Chicago. We're up there in the Central. They're in third.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's finish off here Pacific with Vancouver. Ups and downs. It's going to be. They're at 500. I don't think they're still trying to find their game.
Yeah, I think it's Hughes back. Quinn was out for a bit.
Sure.
So I'm sure that him being out that's huge.
Yeah.
That's your captain that's your power play unit leader. That's a lot. He's a huge role for that team.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think, but yeah. And then with this last team, Calgary, goaltending's great.
That's all there is.
They cannot score.
No.
Cannot score. Their goal differential is 19 right now.
Mm-hmm. We saw this last year too, that they struggled to score 5-on-5.
I just feel like they, they're like, okay, I think it'd be like, okay, boom, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's there. They got the goaltender of a lifetime, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it's going to be a Carey Price situation where it's a goaltender that can get you into the playoffs. But again, this is his second year.
Mm-hmm.
He's already showing that he can stop all these games and get them a chance to win, but there's no one there for them. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know if Calgary goes after some type of goal scorer. I'll put out there right now, Kempe doesn't have a contract with the Kings, which surprises me. Do they go after somebody like that? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how that all works out, but
he's one of the big free agents, restricted free agents, or whatever, or one, whatever it is for the off season that's still not signed. I think Panarin's another one of those from the Rangers. I don't believe he's had a contract yet. So you've already seen it was supposed to be a huge free agency in the off season, this upcoming one, but a lot of players have already been signing. But Panarin and Kempe are I think probably the two biggest ones right now that have not signed yet.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. Calgary might have to figure something out, what they can do. Yeah, you got your franchise goaltender now. You got to build off of that. So
and they just extended their coach this last offseason.
Yeah,
so they're not going to just get up and get rid of him because they believe in his system.
I think the system's great. Just the guys aren't doing it.
No. Yep.
So it proved to work towards the end of the year. But yeah, they're falling way too far behind with this type of
I mean, as it is right now, it's already starting to look like that's going to be a rough climb, especially with the Olympics this year too. You got to remember that it's a little bit of a shortened season, 2 weeks they have to take off. So like they really this beginning half of this season is bigger than any of the back halves of the seasons for this year. So
so we'll see what happens there. Going up to the Central. You got Colorado right there at 25 points. Right behind them is Dallas with 21.
Normal
for that division. We figured that would be it.
Yep.
I think we mostly figured that Chicago would not have been number 3.
No.
More than likely, the Jets should be number 3. It's what we thought.
Yep.
Again, that's only a 1-game difference. Plus, Utah's right there. Minnesota's right there as well. But Chicago and I believe the Blues, what I would say, are the two biggest shockers right now. If you would have told me, Blues are at 3 and Chicago's at 8, okay, no big deal.
Especially how the Blues ended the season and what they did in the first round against the Jets.
Yeah, if you told me at the end of the season, beginning of the season, the Blues are going to be 8th and the Blackhawks will be 3. Yeah, right. Okay. Chicago, Connor Bedard is being unbelievable. He's doing his thing.
His fire's been lit again.
Yep. He wants a contract, baby.
Yeah, I think he wants to stay there. I mean, because watching the last season and everything, I'm sitting there just like, God, does he want to be there anymore? Like, does he just seeing the attitude and everything? But seeing now this year, like that all was just like, screw you guys, because like seeing like he's more aggressive.
Yeah,
he's willing to stand up for himself more or less. He's back to scoring a lot of goals, and that smile's back on his face. He's like looking like he's loving the game again. And I shouldn't say loving the game again, but he just looks a lot more comfortable out there on the ice this year.
Do you think that he's just trying to play the best game he can to get a big contract somewhere else?
No, I don't think so. I think he wants to win, and he's sick of the losing culture that's starting to build. I think in Chicago, and hearing probably all the outside noise already counting them out this upcoming season. So I think he's just trying to prove them all wrong. I don't think he'll be leaving, honestly. Especially with how they're able to get all these guys to mesh together. I mean, if you look at their roster prior, it was just like, it just didn't. It kind of looked like the Ranger roster. It's just like, it just doesn't seem like much.
Yeah.
But no, they've been able to manage it and done really well. And Spencer Knight's been good staple back there so that was a good trade for them, acquiring him, and I think Soderblom is it the backup. Either way, their head goaltending is doing great, and they're not getting the offense.
Yeah.
So, and their power play's been doing good too. So
Chicago's doing great. Dallas and Colorado, again, we expect those two guys to be at 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado's probably surprising more people like how crazy good they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, that's kind of what we expected. Jets are right there. They're hanging on. They're kind of
on a losing streak.
Ethers, I think, was a big key for them. They lose him, and Ethers even in Carolina, he's finally got his first goal last week. So, he's
slow start.
Both Ethers and the Jets are kind of both trying to figure each other out with that missing piece there. So, other than that, Utah's right there. They're right in the middle. I think we knew they were going to be in the middle. hopefully they can get some wins and make it a little bit more competition up there for the top 3. Wild's about 500. They are at 500.
A lot of inconsistencies.
I don't see them making the playoffs this year just because of what Chicago's doing right now and with Utah. I just don't see them making the playoffs now.
It's gonna be hard for them. It's just struggles are weird for them. How they've rescinded back.
Yeah, Well, I'm just they gave. I knew Caprice. We all knew he was gonna get a big contract.
Yep, that big.
But that literally big. Just like you gave him pretty much the Suter Parise contract plus more, and it's gonna.
But I mean, I think it stems from them for the first time knowing how much the salary cap is going up and what it'll be at for the next 3 years. And I know it's still a lot for a guy who hasn't initially essentially like proven himself too much in the postseason, and full seasons. And so like that, and and so then you see him getting 17 million. You're like, well, yeah, he's a great player, but is he the best player in the NHL? No, I'm gonna say no. I don't agree because I'm gonna believe that McDavid or McKinnon is one of those guys. Those two guys are right there neck and neck. And yeah, they're not even making that much. McKinnon, and granted, I know McKinnon got his contract, a little bit ago, but McDavid, I don't see would ever. I could see him making that much, but I don't think he would ever ask for that much.
Oh, didn't McDavid actually get a contract?
Oh, he might, yeah.
Wasn't it? He took a big friendly.
Yeah, it was. I think you might be right. Yeah, I think it was a little.
But it was for like 1 or 2 years.
4.
Connor McDavid, 2 years at $12 million.
12. Oh yeah,
so
12.
He's making less than him.
Because Caprice House was 8 years.
8 years, 17.
Yeah. So again, I think we see why McDavid took a short contract.
Yes, I do too. I think it's 2 years, and it's like I'm out of here.
Yeah, and because if we can't get it, because especially how it started this year, again, they're used to slow starts like this over the last 2 or 3 years, and look what they've done. They've made it to the final. Granted, they haven't won it, but still they've made it, which is in itself an accomplishment. But I don't. And with the Wild right now, I just don't foresee. Yeah, you're right. I think that's going to be one of the teams that's going to have to be knocked off from. Because 2 or 3 new teams make it. Who's going to be the ones that's going to come out? Yeah. And it's looking like the Blues right now and the Wild are 2 of those teams.
And that's the thing. Like, even with the Blues, I feel like the Blues, if they get going, they're going to go.
And we know they can go on runs.
Yeah.
Obviously. I mean, it's not like they changed the roster much over the offseason, so it's nothing. It's just they're not getting their offense. It's just not clicking like how it was last year.
Yeah.
It's not like Binnington's not playing horrible either. The goaltending's not playing horrible.
Yeah.
It's just those touches aren't there.
Very true. All right, now the big one, the big fun one, the Atlantic Division.
It's a mess up there in the East. I guess the Atlantic, you're right. The Atlantic itself. Just look at that. You look at the first team, you're like, where's the big 3?
Yeah, big 3's not there. You got Detroit, I know was just yesterday was up there.
I know.
And they now, again, this is going to be switched every time. But Montreal is taking it over. I know the Kings play them tonight, which I'm excited to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they might be playing right now.
I'm watching the Caps right now. Too.
But yeah, Montreal's a fun team to watch. Boston came out of nowhere. They're fun. They're gonna get tested for sure. I think the biggest surprise is Ottawa. Other than Montreal, I think is Ottawa because Ottawa doesn't have their captain and they're able to still win games,
which is huge.
And that is huge. And so, if they can keep going and then Brady gets back and keep going, and then even after the Olympics, Brady's just gonna be just hungry, especially either if they get to the gold and silver matchup and they either get if he wins the gold, he's like, yeah, I want the freaking cup, or if he's gonna lose, he's like,
be pissed.
I have to get that cup now. Yeah. So I'm excited to see where again Ottawa is one of my favorite teams to watch because they're just I feel like they're there. But yeah, your big 3, Tampa right there at 4, Florida and Toronto 6 and 7. And then Buffalo, of course, I believe, was always going to be there.
Yeah.
I know you had your high hopes.
I'm having hopes.
But again, like we say, Ottawa's at 7. Toronto's at 7. Ottawa's at 3. Toronto wins a game, they're tied with Ottawa. So like that's we say that's crazy how they're down there, but like those are always going to be switching.
Yeah, so
like
close.
like I said, like Detroit, I think last time I checked, they were up at 2, and now they're at 5. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
At one
it's
point
gonna
they were
go that
first.
way, but at some point there's gonna be a big separation.
Yeah, I mean there has to be, but I mean this could continue the rest of the season, which would make it amazing, which makes the NHL is the best regular season sport to watch.
Yeah,
is because every game literally freaking matters. Like it's almost like you're gonna start seeing playoff hockey's gonna start coming a hell of a lot earlier now this year if this continues, especially until after the Olympics.
Yeah, so it's gonna be fun. It's a fun.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
the fact that because
division.
Boston started out like 3-0, 3 or 4-0, and then they went and lost 4 straight.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden they're back on
straight.
a six game win streak. So it's just like they're streaky right now, which is it's good and bad, especially with how the East has gone as a whole right now.
Yeah,
How they've kind of been each team's kind of been consistent with each other, so that's why they haven't really.
Yeah.
That's why they're so close and they overtake easily after one game.
Yeah, I think it's just the big thing in this division. It's going to be when you get your hot streaks that you have a less of a losing streak,
mm-hmm.
and
you win your division games.
Yeah,
the big thing is
what's
your
going to be big
division
here. I think Toronto and Boston are playing right now. Like that's a big game.
Mm-hmm.
Boston wins it, they tie Montreal, right?
Yep.
And then if Toronto wins it, they jump back up to third. So it's such a big game. Or maybe they don't. Ottawa might have a game tonight. I think they do, and I think they're winning against the Stars 2-0. But
yeah, and right now the Bruins are up. Bruins are up 2-1 right now in the first.
So it's crazy. So all of us are going to be moving, but it's just crazy to see visual of Toronto that low, Florida that low, and then Montreal, Boston, Ottawa that high. And again, we both knew, I think, Montreal and Ottawa
were on the come up.
Yeah, and even Detroit, we knew they were going to be competitive. We thought maybe the third spot for sure was going to be one of those teams in the wild card spot for sure.
Yeah.
But right now, I think it's seeming that those three could be 1, 2, 3 by the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean Montreal was already, you saw how that they have such a young, like, not like necessarily young now. They're about 3-4 years in the NHL now, but like their top 6 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Cole Caulfield's an overtime hero, and if he doesn't make the Olympic roster for US, like I think that's a freaking I mean he's a steal. He should be a guaranteed spot with how clutch he's been so far at the beginning of this season. You come Olympic time, that's needed.
Yeah.
And the youth is needed.
Yeah. I think honestly, out of this whole Atlantic group, the two biggest surprises are honestly is Montreal and Boston. I would not have expected Montreal being number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not expect Boston to especially be number 2. I thought Boston would probably be right in the middle of the pack somewhere.
Yeah, I thought they'd actually take based on how they are last season and just how everything was unfolding for them. We didn't think they'd have this hot in the start. I mean, granted, last season, the beginning of the season, there was a lot of noise.
Yeah.
With the Swayman contract and all that, and then getting rid of their head coach 22 games into the season. So there was a lot of obstacles to go around. So there was. I could see that it could be a problem as to why their team was a little down last year. But this year, there's no noise, there's no nothing. It's just play, and they're just playing. They're playing great, and I got distracted there for a second because 2 big fights just happened in the Caps game, and Logan Thompson came to center ice, looking like he wanted to fight. His helmet was off. I thought he was going to fight with Frederick Anderson.
Well, let's talk about the Caps. Let's go to the Metro. So Metro, the biggest surprise there is Pittsburgh. The legends are coming out.
They're in their prime again.
The older guys are now coming out. You got Perry in LA coming out. You got the older guys in the Ducks are showing out. You got all these guys that are the old timers. It's their time to shine right now. And
where the hell is Ovi at? Where's he? His old head's not showing up. No.
900 goals. That's good enough. I know. You're
but I mean, Crosby's up there too with lead leaguer.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Malkin's leading the league right now in assists.
Yep.
And then Crosby's up there in points and goals.
So, I think the first two. I think the Devils, we weren't expecting them to be. Well, I think we did. If we
expect them to be 1 or 2.
Yeah, if they stayed healthy, that was our biggest.
They just need to work on more on their 5-on-5 scoring, which they have. And so
we expected that. Carolina right up there. We expected that as well.
Yep, knew that.
Pittsburgh, um, not
Thought
expect
they were
that.
still on rebuild.
Yeah, didn't think that was going to happen. Phillies right there. Island. And again, we say that. Look, if those three right there, the Devils, Carolina, Pittsburgh, right now that's 1, 2, 3. Like there's a 2-game gap pretty much, I would say,
Yep.
to overtake.
Yep.
Right now with Philly, Islanders, Rangers, they're all tied at 18 for fourth. Then you got Washington and the Blue Jackets, both at 15. And so, those are good. Those are separations. That's not what you really want to see, especially if we go down to the Caps and Blue Jackets. That's 4 games, 5 games that you're out of.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough to get back, especially if these other teams are going to stay hot.
Yep.
Rangers, Islanders, and Philly. You're 2 games a game back of making a push or type of thing, or making that top 3. It's not as bad. So I'm very worried for Washington and Blue Jackets, just because if they keep losing, they're going to get farther down, of course, and it's going to be a big hole to overcome, especially for Washington. I think that's probably the biggest surprise out of all these teams in the Metro, is that Washington's that low already this year with that big.
Oh, I can tell you everything about that.
That won't go too crazy.
No, I won't tell you. I would say right now though, that if you think about it, most of the teams that got new head coaches right now are leading. So like I have a list here: the Ducks, their new head coach up there; Boston, new head coach; the Blackhawks, new head coach. I mean Dallas, of course, Dallas is Dallas, but Rangers, not very good, doing a hot start, obviously, and especially at home. But Philadelphia, Rick Tocchet, they're doing pretty good, especially from last year. Dan Mew is the new head coach, the young new head coach for the Penguins. Their Pens are up there in 3rd place, like you were saying. Lane Lambert for Seattle, and then Vancouver with Adam Foote. But like a lot of those teams, like because there was a lot of head coaching vacancies last year, and a lot of new head coaches coming in for this year, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of cool to see that a lot of those teams that got the new head coaches are buying into their systems early on.
Yeah. If you're going coaches wise, I think the biggest one is the Ducks, right? The Ducks had a new coach last year. He's, the system's finally working. Guys are clicking there.
Mm-hmm.
They're number 2. But if you look at the top 5, other than that, Ducks are number 2. By the newest coach. Other than that, Colorado, old coach, and knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Devils had a coach. Yes, he's new to the Devils, but he knows the systems.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina, he's been there forever. Montreal, been there now for forever as well. So. But what you're talking about, yes, after those top 5s, it's all those teams that just got new head coaches.
Nope. Which is surprising, because usually you kind of see it maybe a little bit of maybe a slower start to some seasons with like new head coaches like that. But I mean, also Joe Quenneville is one of the most winningest coaches in the NHL.
Yep.
So
he's a stud.
Yeah, and he leading the Blackhawks team, the young again. This team I've heard has been kind of compared to a little bit of how that Blackhawks team was before they won those 3 cups, with the mixture of young and old vet.
Yeah.
So like it's working out really freaking well right now for them.
He knows how to coach this style, this team, because of what he
had in the past.
Yeah,
and that's the other thing too. He's not afraid to play the young guys.
Yeah.
Big minutes and big times.
Yeah.
Unlike some coaches we've seen who are afraid of giving those young guys more time on the ice and more experience like that, and trusting them.
Yeah, man. So again, this season so far, big surprises, pretty crazy, standing wise, playing wise.
Yeah, it's I mean, as a Cavs fan, I'm not happy watching their games, but as a hockey fan, I'm really enjoying the kind of, I'd say, I guess, the chaos of how this beginning of this season has gone, because it just helps build the game more, make it more entertaining, make it more engaging for others to have like conversations, and for teams, and to talk to each other, or just like as fans to talk with each other, and just how close everything is. It just makes it marketing wise like so much better, and for it to grow even more than what it already has been in the last couple years, especially now with the Olympics this year. Like the 4 nations last year, huge freaking hit. Like some of the greatest hockey I've watched played
Yeah.
being alive.
The,
And then
the sad part is we won't see any fights
I
at
know.
the Olympics.
No, I know, which I'm okay with because I don't want anybody to get hurt like that or
Yeah.
anything because that's the one thing you worry about is great, like because in Olympics it's all your best guys.
Yeah.
So the last thing you want is somebody to go down, somebody to get hurt, somebody to break something, to break their hands or something in the face like that. So then they miss the regular season, and possibly playoffs depending on how their team's doing. Yeah, I just I'm just excited. It's just super exciting. Yep, and like you said too, the Rangers finally get a home win, and they scored more than one goal at home.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very good stuff. Finally, hopefully they can get going. But yeah, other than that, dude, yeah, we're. Let's see. I think we get one more video in, and then we're doing some live streams.
Yeah, we'll be doing. We already looked at the schedule. We getting. I don't know if we want to say. Should we say the teams that should be? Or
yeah, Brand Valley and Pier.
yeah,
Well, we'll probably definitely do Brand Valley.
yeah.
Pier usually has their own guys there, so
Oh yeah, that's right. We won't have
them,
to.
yeah,
Yep.
let them do that.
Yeah.
But get in that Brand Valley game, home open for their Aberdeen Cougars.
The 26th.
Yes.
26th.
No, 22nd.
22nd. Yeah, the week before.
Yeah. So, so I guess we won't because that's next weekend already.
Yep.
So we won't get another video in. So our next video will be the live stream.
Is there?
And then
league.
Yeah. Then we'll hopefully have. I don't really want to say who, but we'll hopefully have a guest we have in mind. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. I don't want to put anything out there.
I don't want to spoil it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but so yeah. Other than that, keep an eye on the NHL, guys. It's been very hot.
Oh yeah, that's one thing too. The NHL this Friday is the Sweden series. The Pittsburgh Penguins go on to play the Nashville Predators. We're in Sweden. That's at 1 p.m. on a Friday. So this upcoming Friday, if that's something you guys are at work bored, pop the game on. And I know Nashville has had again struggling this season offensively, trying to get things going. But they're in the mix. They're not out of it completely like how they were last year. So it's not
not yet at least.
Not yet at least. So I mean, and with the Penguins, how hot of a start they've had, and it's Sidney Crosby, so you can't go wrong watching the game.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Again, thank you for tuning in today. If you guys haven't already, hit subscribe. We're at 144. See if we can't get to 200 by the end of the year of the season here. That'd be awesome. So hit subscribe here. Also follow us over on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, guys. So other than that, take care, and we'll see you guys all next time.